There's lots of opportunities here. It focuses a lot on math, so if you're good at math, it's a real strong point. One thing to consider, maybe you're not so good at math, but you want to know, where do I apply math?
When you think, sitting in your high school, your pre-calc, your algebra class, in here, that stuff that you think you're never going to use again is very relevant. One of our basic tools that we use is a sine bar, which very much requires the use of a little bit of trigonometry with figuring out your cosine, your sine, so that you can get the correct build height for an angle when you're cutting. And when it comes to programming CNC machines, you really need to be good at math, because if you mess up a feed rate or you mess up a position when you're programming, that will either destroy your part or possibly destroy your cutter as well. And so when you're dealing with thousandths of an inch, math and making sure you do the math correctly is really important. We cut metal. That's what this class is mostly about. We will use lathes, and we use for circular things. You can cut screws. That's a lot of threading, nuts and stuff like that. And then we have our mills, which we use for a lot more straight line kind of cutting. And then you get into CNCs and 4-axis and all of that, and you can really machine just about anything you can think of.
If we're in here, we're using applied math. So we're typically only in the classroom 1 day a week, so a lot of our learning takes place in the lab.
We actually went and got to design our own blueprints, and that in itself was fun, but then we got to actually run the machines and make those parts. So it's kind of cool seeing something that you designed from the ground up be then a finished piece in your hand, and you can say, I made that. You just learn so much more about how skilled trades are a really viable career path in here, because there are people who want you, and it's a job that not a lot of people think about going into anymore.